One of the most boring, time-consuming parts of your Printify product creation workflow is probably coming in here and individually uploading each one of your artwork images, one at a time when you're making your products. For whatever reason, Printify doesn't allow you to just come in and say, hey, I'm creating a bunch of new products. Why don't I just select all of these images and upload all of them at once, instead of individually doing this and waiting one at a time for each product? So what we're going to do in this video is take a look at a print-on-demand automation tool that allows you to not only do bulk uploads for all your artwork images, but it really automates the entire print-on-demand product creation on your Printify store, including uploading the images, resizing them so that they perfectly fit the different aspect ratios of your variants, upscaling them to perfectly fit the print area to 300 DPI for high-quality products for your customers, creates the products themselves, and it also uses AI image recognition to generate SEO-optimized titles, descriptions, and tags for each one of your products. So it's a really useful tool where if you're struggling coming in, doing this boring work manually, one at a time for each of your products, this is going to be a big-time game changer for you. So this is a tool, it's called the Bulk POD Product Creator. It allows you to automate the creation of your print-on-demand products. We're going to show you how it works, we're going to connect it to the store, and we're going to run some automated operations to show you the glory of automating this stuff instead of wasting your time doing it manually one at a time for each product that you need to create. So step one, select your image files. We're going to click choose files. I have this folder here filled with, I think it's about 170 images. I'm just going to go Control A, select all, and unlike Printify, this allows you to just select everything at once, and we're good to go there. There's a little checkbox here. This is very useful. Upscale images to high resolution and 300 DPI. So if you have images that you're creating where the resolution isn't the best, like these ones here, medium resolution, 150 DPI. You obviously don't want to be selling to your customers, pixelated, low resolution garbage. I think Printify will even not allow you to create products if the DPI is low enough, because they're like, hey man, what's this garbage you're trying to sell? It gives you a little low resolution warning, and they basically just say, no bueno, compadre, you got to figure out what you're doing here with all of this. So the cool thing about this tool is it actually allows you to take each of the images and upscale them to high resolution to where the images look sharp and crisp at the large sizes required for your products. And it also makes it so the images are 300 DPI so that you don't get these low resolution warnings. Instead, Printify is happy, customers are happy, they get high resolution products that look great. So that's a useful feature as well. Two options down here, you can either stretch images to fit the print areas, or you can preserve the original image aspect ratios if you want to make sure that your images don't get stretched or distorted or anything. For the products I'm doing here, obviously I want to make sure that the entire print area is filled. If I'm selling a poster and there's, some white space on the side or whatever, customers would not be too happy about that. So for this particular operation, we're going to use stretch images to fit print areas. Useful thing about that is, let's say you're doing different aspect ratios where 20 by 30, 24 by 36. Cool, that's a 2 by 3 ratio. This one's a little different though. Cool thing about this feature, for each one of the images, it'll resize it to where the image just fits perfectly, whatever the aspect ratio happens to be. So that's useful. So that's all good. We're going to move down to step 2, which is where we just connect our store and select the example product that we want to create more of. So first thing is connect the store. We'll come here, connect your store, Printify API key. Now this is where you just go to the connections part of your store. You can also click this link and it takes you to the account API section. Alternatively, you can come here, go to account connections, and it'll take you to the same page. All you need to do is create an API token. What an API token allows you to do is have other software tools connect to your Printify store so they can perform the required operations, including uploading the image files, selecting the variants, creating the products, updating the text inputs, all that fun stuff. So you just come in here, create an API token, and it will give you a little code that you can copy, and you can just take that and paste it in here. I already have mine copied to my clipboard, but this is where you do this on your Printify store. So we'll paste that there, we're good to go. Next thing is the store ID. For this, you can just come to the orders page. There's a little number string up here, which is your store ID. Paste it in there, and we're good to go. Connect my store, and that's all good. Next thing we got to do, select an example product to use. This is basically where the way this tool works is for each one of your artwork images, using your example product as a sort of role model, it'll basically create more of these products, except using the different artwork images that you've selected up here. So this is one that I just made for the sake of this demonstration, wall poster example product. So I have the variants selected that I want to use. I have, the pricing information set up to the prices I want, all that stuff. Basically, you can just come here, select this little string, just before the question mark, after the slash. This is the ID for this particular product. You can come here, select a product, example product ID, paste it in there. Last thing is step 3, the new product creation rules. So this is where you can basically use the AI image recognition to automatically generate this stuff for each of your new products. And this is a huge time saver, because if you're creating, 100 plus products, if you got to come in individually for each product, you got to say, okay, what I'm going to do, let's see, a beautiful galactic lake landscape. I gotta come here, I gotta do a description for it. Let's see, I'm gonna do this artwork scene features a breathtaking galaxy above a mountain landscape like scene. And if you're just coming in and racking your brain to think of all the terms and all the keywords and describing the colors and the mood of the artwork piece and just doing all this tedious work for hundreds of products can be quite boring and quite repetitive. And then you got to come and do the tags, same thing, landscape, scene, lake, artwork, mountain, landscape, blah, blah, blah. If you're just coming in and doing this individually for hundreds of products, it's really time consuming, it's really repetitive, it's very tedious. And the cool thing about this automation tool is it can actually just use AI image recognition to do this automatically for you. And it does a really good job of accurately describing the artwork, understanding the images, using the right terms for, SEO rankings and showing up for queries that include those terms. So we're just going to do generate using AI for all of this because I'm lazy and I don't want to come in and waste my time doing this. Instead, we'll just use the AI automation to do this for us. If you want, alternatively, you can just use the image file names for this operation. So if you've already set your images up to where you have specific names, or maybe you want the names to be, it has to be this particular name or whatever, that's fine. You can just leave it on the use image file names option and it'll just use whatever you have set up. Down here, you can also include custom text in each title. Now, this is very useful for SEO purposes because let's say I'm creating a bunch of posters. So what I want to do is in each one of my listings, I want to make sure these keywords get included because I don't just want it to say a beautiful galactic lake. I want to also specify for the search engine, hey, this is a poster wall art piece featuring a beautiful galactic lake landscape. So that way, if somebody is searching for something like this, it'll help with SEO purposes. So this is basically the generic thing that'll be added for each product. And then there's the specific part that the AI will generate for each one. So it'll be full moon landscape, for example, and it'll also add this poster wall art text at the end of it. You can flip it if you want. Let's say you want to front load it. Maybe you could do something like poster or wall arts and then do it that way. Maybe you're doing something more specific, like, hey, I'm doing a New York photography scene. And so cool, you want to make sure this is at the front of each one. And then at the end, the AI will say full moon landscape, yellow taxi cab, Brooklyn Bridge, whatever it happens to be. For what we're doing here, I'm going to set it up to where this is at the back half because I think it's a little better for SEO to front load this part of it just because this is the more specific search term and this is the more generic stuff. So we're going to set it up like this. Product descriptions, we're just going to generate using AI because what I want is a nice SEO keyword-rich description of the artwork piece, the colors, the mood, all that fun stuff. There's also this section here where if you want, you can include custom HTML in each of your descriptions. So this is useful for the more generic product information, just about the posters generally, the materials, the size, instructions for hanging and cleaning, whatever generic instructions you have about the product generally, you can come here, you can just copy this HTML part of it, and you can just drop this in here. And if you want, this can be at the front. You can hit this little arrow, or you can have the AI generated part at the front. I'm going to leave it like this just because I want to front load those SEO terms. I think that's a little better. And then it'll basically be AI generated part plus this more generic description here. So it would be like AI generated stuff would go up here, basically. Last thing is the product tags. Once again, we're going to generate using AI. And what we're also going to do is add these specific tags to each of our created products. Poster wall arts, wall prints, wall arts, home decor, and wall decor. Now this is useful if let's say you're grouping your products into collections on your Shopify store, for example. A lot of e-commerce providers, what they'll do is they'll allow you to make a collection where any product that has poster art as a tag, let's group it into a poster art collection. So this is useful because instead of coming to your Shopify store, manually coming in, selecting all of the products one by one for hundreds of products, instead you can just group it by tags. And so what this allows you to do for each product that it creates, it'll always include these tags, and then it'll also do the more specific ones for this particular product using the AI. So this is useful because that can save time on that process as well. That's really it. We've selected our image files. We've said here are the rules. Here's what we want the products to look like. Here's the product that we want to use for this automated operation. And finally, when creating the titles, descriptions, and tags for each product, this is what I want those text inputs to look like. Really, at this point, you just click Create My Products. It'll say Initializing Your Operation. And bingo, creating your products. In the background, it's just working its magic. It's doing all this stuff. It's doing the upscaling. It's doing the resizing. It's, making it fit the print area perfectly. It's uploading the images to the Printify store. It is creating the products themselves. So we're going to pop over. We're going to take a look. Take a gander. And as you can see, it's just steadily creating some products for us. Sir Seal's Portraits. Bovine Aristocrats. So we'll just pop in and take a look at these bad boys. So this is what the AI came up with, Sir Seal's portrait. Poster wall arts, that's that extra text that we set up when we said, I want that included for each one. And as you can see, the description part of it, this is where the AI really works its magic. Same for the tags down here as well. Anthropomorphic animal, seal portrait, Victorian fashion, surreal art, classic portraiture, quirky portraits. Really good stuff for SEO purposes, for grouping stuff based on collections. And then the description, same thing as well. This whimsical portrait showcases an anthropomorphized seal dressed in aristocratic 19th century attire, blending surrealism with classic portraiture, blah, 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 and so forth, including lots of terms, lots of, keyword-rich descriptors, and pretty goddamn accurate, if I might say so myself. If I was coming here and typing this myself, using all these terms, using all these keywords, it would take forever. It would get extremely boring doing this for hundreds of products, and the cool thing about this automation tool is it just automatically does that for you, saves you a lot of time. And then down here, this was the HTML part where we said for each one, let's also include this. So there's the more generic information here, and there's the more product-specific stuff here. Pop over to this one, Bovine Aristocrats, poster wall arts. This striking image presents a whimsical portrait of a cow dressed in formal attire, blending rural farm life with aristocratic elegance. Cow portrait, bovine elegance, quirky animal portrait. And then, of course, these are the more generic terms we included as well, where we said poster wall art, poster art, wall prints. So again, useful for SEO purposes, useful for grouping by collections, all completely automated and, carried over the prices that we said. So instead of me coming in here for each one, typing 29, 27, all that stuff, all of this is automated based upon the example products. So we'll step into this and take a closer look. So the cool thing about this, remember that we selected the stretch images to fit print areas. What it actually did is it created a distinct image for each one. So as you can see, 7200 by 9600, that's the exact pixel size of the print area. So it created one image that perfectly fits this, and it created a second image where it perfectly fits this other one. High resolution, 300 DPI, Printify is happy, customers are happy, and you're happy because you don't have to waste your time doing the shit manually for each one of your products. And here's another cool thing I forgot to tell you. I actually deliberately included the first couple images to where they were badly distorted and missized to where, man, this doesn't look anything like the print area size that I'm creating here. And because we had this option selected, stretch images to fit print areas, you probably didn't even notice that. And it just resized the images to where even if you have a folder full of images where they're not sized correctly, different dimensions, different aspect ratios, whatever it is, the cool thing about this tool is it'll automatically just resize all of them for you to perfectly fit the print area. So let's go ahead and refresh. We'll take a look, see how things are going. And as you can see, it's just steadily creating the products for us. Cosmic Rider, poster wall art. We got this very dope artwork piece with the astronaut riding the motorcycle. This mesmerizing digital artwork depicts an astronaut riding a motorcycle through a vibrant cosmic landscape. Could not have said it better myself. Come back here, digital consciousness, mind architecture, mind burst. Really, all of this is just being completely automated for us. We're up to 25 out of 172 products. Cosmic Skater, let's take a look at this one here. Another pretty dope one, astronaut riding a skateboard, doing some sweet tricks. This vibrant image depicts an astronaut skateboarding through space on a rainbow colored path. So, you know, if somebody's searching Google for astronaut skateboarding on a rainbow, poster wall art, whatever it is, it's really cool that it can just describe the images accurately using all these different keywords and terminologies and stuff. And you don't have to sit here tediously doing this yourself for each of the images. Nor do you need to come in here and upload one at a time, upload different images for the different aspect ratios, whatever it is you might be doing. Nope. Instead, you can just come here, set up your automated operations, say, here's the products I want to create. Here's what I want the text inputs to look like. Click a button and sit back and relax while the automation tool does all this boring work for you. Hope you found this useful. Make sure to drop a like and comments to give us some of that algorithmic engagement action that YouTube likes. You can check the comments or description for a link if you want to find this tool, or you can just search bulk POD product creator. Anyway, thanks again for watching and see you later.